Mr. Roundabout, what's happening?
Well, back before Christmas, there was one of the gentlemen that was slated to go into one of the sleeping cabins that wasn't being housed, was sleeping in his car. It was cold. And so, and it just didn't seem to be any solution particularly. So we put out the word to the congregation and to other folks that if they wanted to contribute to what we set up, a warm and dry fund, that we would at least get a roof over his head while we could look for another solution for him. So before Christmas, we were able to, pardon me, raise about $7,500. And that it paid for a month, and then we actually paid for a subsequent month for him to stay in a motel in Cobourg. In the interim, people I knew came forward and said, we have space in our basement. So we checked it out. We took him and he checked it out. He actually moved in there yesterday, so he now has a more permanent place to be, and we were actually able to use up the remainder of his time to help another person who has been underhoused, shall we say, who doesn't have a place to stay. So she's got a few more weeks that she can stay at the motel while we try and find something more permanent for her. So just got me to thinking, you know, we are terribly short of affordable housing in this area, even worse than in places like Toronto, believe it or not. And so I know there's a lot of people that have unused space in their homes, whether it's a basement or maybe a small apartment. I just thought, you know, if there's folks that are able to help. One of the real issues right now is with seniors who are getting rent evicted, have nowhere to go. You're over 65, it's not a nice prospect to face homelessness. So, I mean, maybe there's a way to put some folks together. If folks want to contribute to the Warm and Dry Fund to help us get people indoors while we find other solutions, they can do that as well. They can go on church website, porthopeunitedchurch.com. At the very top, there's a Canada Helps link. You can go there, and it's the Warm and Dry Fund. You'll see it as soon as you click on that link. You can donate, get a receipt, and we'll see if we can't continue to try and help folks that are in desperate need.
How are the people doing? They must, I'm only guessing, but they must, both of them must feel great being somewhere that's,
Well,
obviously they're, it's not that they're cared for, but there's care there to get them
Yeah.
there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think the response has been very positive, you know, and a little bit apprehensive at times because you're so used to, sometimes people have been underhoused for years, you know, and in and out of places and whatnot. So, I mean, these are some baby steps towards a brighter future. So I think, yeah, they are happy that this is happening, and at the same time, been in the system for so long that they're also, I think, a little hesitant, but we're making some progress there, and that's really exciting. And just want to say that for the folks that are working in this all the time, the folks in housing, there just is so little available, and they're working with limited resources. We are so far behind in building what we need, and that has to happen yesterday. And that's for governments and others to take care of. But we as a community may be able in the interim to find some local solutions that might help us get through this period until some more suitable housing is in place.
I would think people coming out of their comfort zone, but in the end, I don't want to say sides, but both the person and the people feel good.
They do. They do. The folks that offered this place, it was like, wow. You know, we went and had a look, and it was a nice finished basement, a bathroom to use, bedroom, all that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, for the person that's moved in, yeah, I was talking to him on the phone last night. He just went in yesterday, and he's getting settled. And, you know, again, baby steps, but certainly no, I think for both. This is something that makes sense. And I should say that the folks that we're trying to link up, we're saying you need to contribute to this. The folks that offered the space graciously said, we don't want to charge. And we said, no, We want people to contribute to this. They do get a small stipend, and for their pride and dignity, and to help you cover the utilities and other costs associated with this. So, yeah, that's part of this as well. We want people to contribute. When they get a permanent address, they are also eligible for more help from the government than if they're basically at no fixed address. There's very limited resources available, so this will also help them get a little more to live on, which is really important.